Alan, is the government response enough?
Well, what you've discovered here is quite shocking and really needs to be a bit of a wake-up call. In terms of what's happening out there, we know that as children spend more of their life socialising online, that's where paedophiles are going to find them, unfortunately. Yeah, the government really needs to take a grip of this, particularly in terms of the numbers that this is happening to and the response to it. Parents shouldn't panic. They need to talk to the children about this, but it is quite a serious problem that's happening and escalating quickly.
James, why is there this black hole in information? Why are the police so far behind where they need to be?
I think from my practical experience, there's a lot in the policing world which needs to be caught up with. Technology has been proven largely insufficient. There's a huge training gap. I think there's only about 2% of police officers are trained to investigate cybercrime. So out of 130,000, you're talking a tiny amount of police officers. And the gap in the figures, this voluntary system of recording this type of crime and the insufficiencies in it mean that people can't analyse properly what is happening. They can't deploy the resources where they need to be.
And that because of that gap, that's why we were able to go onto online and suddenly all these predators were able to get contact so easily because they're not being policed in any way.
Yeah, I mean, from what I've seen from that investigation, what you need to imagine is that you're looking at a kind of lawless society. It's almost like a virtual Wild West. And that is the reality of it, and that's quite shocking for me as a parent.
Alan, I mean, you say parents shouldn't panic, but this was 3 two-hour sessions. 150 of the approaches to the researcher posing as a 12-year-old girl became explicit, some of them instantly. That's an extraordinary sort of assault, isn't it, on an individual, albeit online. If you were spending 3 two-hour sessions at a youth club and you had that sort of approach, somebody would step in pretty darn quickly, wouldn't they?
Absolutely. It does need to be looked at carefully. I mean, parents needn't panic, but they need to speak to their children about what they're doing online. A lot of parents think, oh, the internet, I don't quite understand that, I'll let them get on with it. But what they need to do is have conversations with the children, little and often. Who are you speaking to online? What are you doing online? What do you do if something upsets you online? Come and speak to me. Having those conversations so you're aware what children are up to, what they can do if they feel upset, what kind of things are appropriate and what aren't. If they feel that they've done something that's a bit naughty, they can still come to you and speak to you. There's a lot of support and advice out there, but parents really do need to understand that this is a problem, and particularly as children are socialising more online, and the online world is the real world for children increasingly these days.
James, what can the police do then? If a parent finds that something like this has happened and they contact the police, what power do the police have to go and track the person that's caused these things down?
There are a number of criminal offences, in particular grooming offences, which are something which the police can investigate, and what I would do would be to urge parents to contact the police if they have any concerns about these kind of sites that we're looking at, and obviously there's CEOP as an alternative option as well. So the police will take it seriously, even though they have got some catching up to do.
And another thing, that the internet providers themselves have the responsibility here to make sure that when parents and children report things that are upsetting them, that they are moderating that, they've got enough people reporting it, that they can take action themselves. It's not just about the police, it's about those big providers who are providing these websites as well, taking responsibility as well to making sure our children are kept safe.
All right, thanks both very much indeed.